Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about an everyday object that you use for more than 1,000 times in your life, that is the straw. However, you may not be able to sit down and think about what is the true mechanism that the straw works. So go ahead and try to explain to me how straw works. Okay, I might want to stop you here. If I don't get it wrong, you may use the word suck. Haha, that is one common misconception here. That is, there is a force called suck force. However, suck is not the way to explain how straw works. And also, as a little scientist, you should believe nothing sucks in science. So what is the true mechanism behind that? To analyze the mechanism behind that, probably we have to draw a model that is a bottle with water inside, and you have a straw inserted into the bottle. So here, I would like to introduce the mysterious friend that is around you every day, but you probably never thought about it. That is, the air pressure. You might have heard of it in the weather report. Before getting to the air pressure, let's talk about what pressure means. So I suppose you already know the definition of pressure, which is the force per unit area. The air is the gas around us with many particles running randomly. So the air pressure is the force that applied by the particles in the air in per area unit. So in our case, on the one hand, the air particles get into the bottom from the little gap where the straw is inserted. The pressure that caused by the air particles apply the pressure on the surface of the water. On the one hand, the air particles also get inside of the straw and form the pressure there, which equals to the air pressure applied on the surface of the water. If we look at this point, the water keeps still because the forces applied on it is balanced. So now, if I suck on the straw, what will happen inside of the system? Is the sucking force make the water going up? The answer is no. When we suck on the straw, what we did actually is to create an environment of low pressure in our oral space. Because of that, you can think we expel the air in the straw and make the air particle reduced. In the end, make the air pressure reduced. So the balance formed before is not maintained anymore because obviously the pressure in our mouths is smaller than the pressure of the air. The water has nowhere to go but to going up to make up the low pressure in the upper space. All of this happens in a sudden, so you might think, oh, that's the water going up just right after I suck on the straw. That is the reason you think the water going up is by your sucking on the straw. But now you know it is not. The force is generated by the difference of the pressures instead of the sucking force. So what will happen if we stop sucking? By stop sucking, it means we release and let the air come back into our mouths. So the pressure change from low to high, which is the air pressure. To go back to the balance status, the water goes down to the previous spot. So now the pressure of the spot becomes same again. Both of the pressures from inside of the straw or above the surface of the water are the same, which equal to the air pressure. Now the pressure is balanced again, and this happens in less 1 second that was so short for you to detect the differences of the changing of pressure. So you might think it is because you stop sucking and withdraw the sucking force, so the water will come down. So now you know the misconception that people always have about the pressure or the mechanism of the straw. think about some other stuff in our life which is similar to this example. That could be, yes, you are right, the barometer. The barometer is another example of the air pressure that show exactly how the air pressure have falls on the daily objects that you can observe. The vacuum is the key component of the barometer, which is the instrument of measuring the air pressure. So how does the barometer work and how was it invented? We should probably trace it back into the ancient time. So an Italian man found that they could not pump the water above the height of 10.3 meters. So the scientist Galilei said there could be the vacuum that generated the low pressure, which is similar to the outer space that we think about in the case of the straw. So the space of the low pressure will cause the differences between the pressure of the air pressure and the low pressure, so it will suck the water up into the high spot. But the ability of that is limited. It could probably only support the height of 10 meters point 3 instead of unlimited. So just think about it in the case of our straw case situation. If we try to suck it up from the third floor of a building and place the water bottle in the zero floor of the building, is that possible if we can suck the water from the third floor? Probably not, because actually the pressure, the force is generated by the difference of the air pressure. However, the air pressure only can support the height of 0.3 meter at most. So by thinking of the mechanism of the barometer, probably we will know the mechanism of the straw better.